Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Victor, and I help people navigate through their ascension process. Today, I'm going to talk about the confusing signs that you're making progress in your spiritual awakening. Almost any endeavor, there are markable, obvious signs of progress, right? You go to school, you take tests, you get graded, you progress through the rankings of the grading systems, you eventually go off to college, you're awarded with a degree and then ideally get a job. So you can always, it's very obvious to tell that you're succeeding. Your awakening, it's not like that. In fact, the signs and markers of progress are the exact opposite of what you would really expect. You would think that as you progress in your awakening, there'll be this linear path where you start to feel lighter and more loving, more psychic, more spiritual. Your life improves, you meet your soulmate, you go off and you live this awesome life, right? It's not like that, is it? It's not even close. Because here's some of the signs of that you're actually making progress in your awakening. You run into intense emotions on a frequent, regular basis. You manifest issues in your life, problems. Your life sort of just starts to fall apart. You wake up with a sense of dread and hopelessness and a level of depression that you wouldn't wish on your worst nightmare quite often. Why? How are these signs, you're wondering? How are these signs of progress? That makes no sense. Here's what here's my hypothesis here, and I think you'll agree. It's what we're all doing is we're being guided and coaxed into the embodiment of our true, real, authentic, actual self. And we're guided with these goals, these ideas of how we want our life to look, and then we do our best in sort of a zigzag fashion to move towards them. And as we move towards them, as we progress to this embodiment, this enlightened state, what happens is what we trigger an upheaval of problems, of emotions, of all the issues. It's this forward progress that triggers this acceleration of things that we're still holding on to but aren't yet quite aware of. But because we move forward, now it's time to deal with them and let them go, because they're gonna weigh us down. And though we took this step forward, we're not gonna go any further until we let go of more stuff. So the faster you move forward, the more shit's gonna fall in your lap. The more crazy, wild, and challenging, and annoying, and miserable, and dense, and dark emotions you're going to have to sift through and allow to purge out of your system. So if you feel this way, if you feel like your life is a mess and you just, you have it together one day, and then like the next week or so, it just, whatever magic you had been experiencing is gone, and you're just feeling lost again, and like, wow, here I am going in circles, life is not going anywhere, my life sort of sucks again, in that like melancholy sort of way. Good, because you took another step forward, and that's to be expected, and that's okay. It's a sign of progress. I've been kind of going through this myself. As many of you know, I just moving to California, dedicating myself 100% to this passion of mine, which is to make YouTube videos and to be an example of a self-empowered light worker type of person. That is my true self, my true calling. And I just took a bold move I just took a lot of action in that direction. And I had the naive notion that when I got here, it would be easy. Things would get, I still fall into these sort of assumptions sometimes. And when we got here, it was like, wow, we're just starting over again. Our camper is way smaller than we would like. I'm dealing with this upheaval of emotions. As I mentioned, I've been thrown way off my routine, so I'm not as like centered as I like to be. I've been finding it challenging to kind of get back into my rhythm, which I had established prior to this big move and transition. But is that bad? Or even though you could look at all of those things as bad, like, wow, this was a big mistake, Vic. You made a big move and it was wrong because now this is what you're dealing with. But that's not true. I'm closer to the fuller embodiment of my true self, and now there are all these different things coming up that now must be released as I get closer. And I know this, so even though I still get worked up from time to time, I have this underlying knowing, and I trust that I can glean a positive and have a positive effect out of every single challenge that comes my way, and will only make me stronger and keep me going forward into a life that I prefer. So those are signs of your awakening, guys. You're feeling that way. It's okay. It's to be expected. And once again, it's a sign of your progress. So I hope that video helps you if this finds you at a time when you're maybe not feeling your best. And just rest assured you're doing just fine. The tougher you are, the more shit you're going to welcome at a faster pace. So if your life really sucks, well, congratulations, because you're one of the real tough ones. Okay? Have a good day, guys. Thank you for everything. I will speak to you next time. Namaste.